Haha! How you doing, folks? Richard Johnson here with a new game. I have never played this game before. This is the first time I open. Oh, okay. Maybe I have opened it 3 times, but I never gone any further than this. This is Dear Esther. It's an experimental first-person adventure art video game developed by the Chinese Room. Released in June 2008 as a free source engine mod. The game was entirely remade between 2009 and 2011 for commercial release in February 2012. The game does not follow traditional video game conventions, as it involves minimal interactions from the player and does not require choices to be made nor tasks to be completed. It instead places focus on its story, which is told through a fragmented epistolary narrative as the player explores an unnamed island in the Hebrides. The status of Dear Esther as a video game has been contested by reviewers, but the game nonetheless received a positive critical reception following its release on February 14, 2012. Lot of things to go through. So, as they said, experimental first-person adventure art video game. Sounds interesting. I've never played these types of games before, I think. I don't know actually what... never mind. Let's get to it. Just gonna do some things first. Right. Go. Oh, what's this? Play this chapter. Yes. I'm getting goosebumps.
Dear Esther, the morning after I was washed ashore, salt in my ears, sand in my mouth, and the waves always at my ankles, I felt as though everything had conspired to this one last shipwreck. I remembered nothing but water, stones in my belly and my shoes, threatening to drag me under to where only the most listless of creatures swim.
Okay. Oh. Oh, so I'm the one. Beautiful game. It really is. Hello? Oh. What the? Magical doorstep. I hope there's no jump scares. Yeah. Nasty. Okay, nothing in here. What's that? What the? Wait, isn't this chemistry? CC, that's 2 C2H 1 2 3 4 5 6 C2H6 C2OH6, something like that, I don't know. I'm getting dizzy with this flashlight. Oh, it's a staircase. Can I jump? No, can't jump. Alright, nothing to do in here. Can I run? No, can't run. What the? More paint. Ole Doff. Going up here. So, the Chinese room. I wonder if they are Chinese. Maybe Japanese. The game is really well made. In some parts. Whoop! Don't wanna slip down there.
Donnelly reported the legend of the hermit, a holy man who sought solitude in its most pure form. Allegedly, he rode here from the mainland in a boat without a bottom, so all the creatures of the sea could rise at night to converse with him. How disappointed he must have been with their chatter. Perhaps now, when all that haunts the ocean is the rubbish dumped from the tankers, he'd find more peace. They say he threw his arms wide in a valley on the south side, and the cliff opened up to provide him shelter. They say he died of fever 116 years later. The shepherds left gifts for him at the mouth of the cave, but Donnelly records they never claimed to have seen him. I have visited the cave and I have left my gifts, but like them, I appear to be an unworthy subject of his solitude.
Alright. So I should not go in here. What flashlight? Why is my flashlight working? Pressing all the buttons. Oh, god damn it. If there will be a naked weird man with an awesome beard attacking me, I'm gonna piss myself. Hup! Something is blinking. What? Right. So these voices you hear, the man speaking, is a series of voiced over letter fragments to a woman named Esther. So this dear Esther, oh fuck it. God damn. So this like dear Esther is probably the what's the name? The thing you write on top of the letter, like dear mom, dear dad, dear Esther, and everything else is the thing he says. I believe. Crabs? Crabs? I'm gonna wash my feet. It's a little bit slow-paced game because I can't run.
At night, you can see the lights sometimes from a passing tanker or trawler. From up on the cliffs, they are mundane. But down here, they fugue into ambiguity. For instance, I cannot readily tell if they belong above or below the waves. The distinction now seems banal. Why not everything and all at once? There's nothing better to do here than indulge in contradictions whilst waiting for the fabric of life to unravel.
Banana. I wonder if this Esther is hot. Just curious. Nothing saying.
The mount is clearly the focal point of this landscape. It almost appears so well placed as to be artificial. I find myself easily slipping into the delusional state of ascribing purpose, deliberate motive to everything here. Was this island formed during the moment of impact? When we were torn loose from our moorings and the seatbelts cut motorway lanes into our chests and shoulders, did it first break surface then?
Deep, man. Really deep. He's an awesome narrating voice. Just gonna...
When someone had died or they gave
God damn
up
it.
what little hope they could sacrifice, they cut parallel lines into the cliff, exposing the white chalk beneath. You could see them from the mainland or a fishing boat, and know to send aid or impose a cordon of protection, and wait a generation until Whatever pestilence stalked the cliff paths died along with its hosts. My lines are just for this, to keep any would-be rescuers at bay. The infection is not simply of the flesh.
No. There, just lower the volume a little bit. Oh, is that Copenhagen? No, Stonehagen. Copen. Yeah, the capital of Denmark. Just right here. Oh, not more choices. This way.
I quote directly. A motley lot with little to recommend them. I have now spent 3 days in their company. That is, I fear, enough for any man not born amongst them. Despite their tedious inclination to quote scripture, they seem to me the most godforsaken of all the inhabitants of the Outer Isles. Indeed, in this case, the very gravity of that term, forsaken by God, seems to find its very apex. It appears to me that Donnelly, too, found those who wander this shoreline to be adrift from any chance of redemption. Did he include himself in that, I wonder?
Can't see my feet. That's something I wonder. No, was it over there, that blinking thingy I saw?
Dear Esther, I met Paul. I made my own little pilgrimage. My Damascus, a small semi-detached on the outskirts of Wolverhampton. We drank coffee in his kitchen and tried to connect to one another. Although he knew I hadn't come in search of an apology, reason or retribution, he still spiraled in panic, thrown high and lucid by his own dented bonnet. Responsibility had made him old. Like us, he'd already passed beyond any conceivable boundary of life.
Not like this. If there will be jump scares, I will be screaming. Like a little girl. Like a little gamer. I don't like this.
I threw my arms wide and the cliff opened out before me, making this rough home. I transferred my belongings from the bothy on the mount and tried to live here instead. It was cold at night, and the sea lapped at the entrance at high tide. To climb the peak, I must first venture even deeper into the veins of the island, where the signals are blocked altogether.
Fuck you, flashlight.
Only then will I understand them, when I stand on the summit and they flow into me, uncorrupted.
More chemicals. Mom? Is that you? Aha! Smeagol. Gollum! I knew it was you. Stealing my fish and my paint! There's no bottom in the paint. Was that it? I went in here to see a fish. Never mind, the fish was beautiful. It was perfect. Astonishing. Leave me alone. Even more with this beautiful music. The music is actually kind of relaxing. Relax. Get to it. Everyone get. I don't. What is it? Are they called rivers? No. We. In Sweden we call rivers strömmar, floder. But these we call like åar. They're like little rivers, like bäckar. I don't know what you call them in English.
He still maintains he wasn't drunk, but
I have to play with them.
I can't make the judgment or the distinction anymore. I was drunk when I landed here, and tired too. I walked up the cliff path in near darkness and camped in the bay where the trawler lies beached. It was only at dawn that I saw the bothy, and decided to make my temporary lodgings there. I was expecting just the aerial and a transmitter stashed in a weatherproof box somewhere on the mount. It had an air of uneasy permanence to it. Like all the other buildings here, erosion seems to have evaded it completely.
Am I living his memories? Like, this is what, if I am him, this is what I did, and then someone is like reading it, like if he was saying it, and I am playing it. Inception. One thing I know is that that path leads to something that we can't tell, because we're gonna end this episode right here. And I I don't know how long this game is or what's going to come, but one thing is that I'm sure of is that this episode would end here, and we take it to no, not take it to the info. That's from the last video I made. We're gonna see each other in the next episode of whatever I make. So yeah, take care now. Bye bye then.